how are you? I'm coming to you today from my company, BrownsTouch. The first thing that I'm doing right now is I'm wiping off my eyebrows and I'm kind of just clearing the skin. This is something that you want to do, especially when you get ready to do eyebrows. Today I'm going to be I'm sorry, I should have told you that. I'm going to be presenting an eyebrow tutorial to you today. Something really quick that you can just kind of get up and go after you've already completed your application. So you want to make sure that you always have a spool. A spool is important. It allows you to brush your eyebrows all in the right direction. You want to make sure that all of the hairs are going the right way so that when you get ready to apply your eyebrow creams or your powders or whatever it is that you may use, you want to make sure that you'll be able to have a very easy and a precise application. Also, when you do have a spool, you want to make sure that on the other end, or either you can just get a separate one, but you want to make sure that you have a brow brush. Brow brushes, most of them, the proper brow brushes have angles to them. You never want to get one that's straight because it'll never allow you to have the correct definition that you need. So angles always allow you to apply your creams or apply your powders the correct way. Okay. The second thing that you're going to need is either a pot, or you can use powder. I'm not a girl who likes to sit around and say, oh, well, this company's the best. That company's the best. I think all companies are the best. I think that whatever works for your skin, whatever's good for you is what you want to definitely invest in and what you want to use. So how I'm going to start this is I'm going to decide first on what I want to use. So we'll do the powder. Let's start with that. So this powder right here, most of the time you want to kind of make sure that it's cleaned before you use it. That's important. Want to make sure all utensils are cleaned and sanitized. You can always use like any type of utensil cleaners, brush cleaners. They always have brush wipes in a couple of beauty supply stores. You know, I know that there's some convenience stores like Five Below and different things like that I love to go in and shop to get cleaners, Sephora's and different stores like that. So this right here is a wax that you can definitely apply to the eyebrow. And it just allows the eyebrow to stick and to allow you to present shape to your brow when you get ready to apply your powder or when you get ready to apply your pot. So we're going to start with that real quick. So you don't need a whole lot of this. This is a brow wax. You just want to apply it very gently over the brow. If you notice, it's going to have a shiny substance when it first comes on. And you want to just go over the brow like that. You don't need too much because you don't want it to become too gooey. But this is how it should look. And then you can take your spool and you can brush that in too. And if you notice, it allows all of your hairs to go in the right direction. Okay? You want to do that to the other side as well. You don't need to re-dip if you don't have to. In my case, I have to. So you want to do that to the other side. And use your spool. Brush the brow up. So again, this just allows you to have definition to the brow. Now, we can either dive into the pot or we can dive into the powder. In this case, I'll probably dive into the powder because the pot may promote a little bit too much more grease. So let's dive into the powder so that it can just kind of lighten up on some of the shininess that the wax promotes. Okay, so you want to wipe your brush off a little bit. You can use your wet wipe if you like to wipe your brush off. And it doesn't do anything but allow more definition toward your brush anyway. At least that's how it works for me. In your case, if you have to, you can, clean your brush off how you need to, but you don't want to dip one substance. You don't want to dip the brush into, into your wax and then, turn around and dip it into your brush. I like to clean. Cleaning is everything. So I'm going to take my darker color. I'm going to use more of my darker color. My darker color is better. I'm going to use more of my darker color here. I'm just going to take a little bit and I'm going to swoop both sides of the brush. And then you want to tap to load your product up. You never want to put too much product on your brush because then you put too much product on your brush and then you go to apply it and it could either come out a little bit too dark. So I put just enough on my brush And I just want to, you're going to swipe here. And you're going to blend it in with the wax. You could do definition. You can do up. Some people like their eyebrows to have more of a point. In my case, I just like to go according to the shape of your eyebrow. So I would suggest that everybody does that. I like to go according to the shape of my eyebrow. I would suggest that you go according to the shape of yours. it's very important that when you do have a brow, that a lot of times that you have some type of blending technique as far as your brows are concerned. You can't leave your concealer like this, obviously. So what I always like to do is, a lot of times I'll take like a little bit of foundation and I'll squeeze it on. I happen to be an LA Girl fan when it comes to foundation and when it comes to concealer. Just an FYI. You want to take a little bit of that, the same color foundation that you are, okay? You want to take a little bit of that with your concealer brush. And you want to dab just a little bit of product. And what you want to do is you want to go around the areas of where the concealer is at. But you don't want to take away the brightness of the concealer either. So I'm going to show you how to do that. This is where the blending technique really comes in at. So you just kind of want to start here. Everybody, see, you have to learn one thing about makeup. Everybody has a different technique. Don't be scared to use your technique. That's once you've already become pretty advanced or pretty developed with your makeup thing, your makeup movement. You want to go in and you want to try to just blend this. Now, I like to also go towards under the eye. Just a little bit, not too much. You want to go up here. And if you have to put more product on your brush, I mean on your, on your hand or wherever your product is going to be at, do that. Take a little bit, and now you want to hit the other side also. Now remember, guys, this is just something quick that you can do, really. And it also just lightens up around the eyes as well. And it's blending in the brows. I think my little light went out. Okay, so looks like my little light went out, guys, but I hope that you can still see what I got going on here. So everything is a dab. You want to dab everything. And if you notice, I have some coming from like towards under the eye and around here, but I have not gone into the brow bone because that's not, you don't want to do that. Brush, blending brushes. This is a blending brush. This is my best friend. Blending brushes are my best friend. This is by a line called BS Ball. And they have a really great brush line also. I think everybody has a really great brush line. It depends on how the brushes work for you. I'm not somebody, oh, this one has the best brush, that one has the best brush. I'll just, if your brush is working for me, I'm going to make sure that it's put out there, and I will let people know about it. So you want to have your powder. I'm a MAC girl when it comes to powder. So I'm going to use a MAC powder today to blend in the eye area. But first I'm going to blend it in with the blending brush like this. Blending brushes are essential for the makeup world. That's what I feel. Because if you notice how I'm just using like circular motions to blend in my product. I'm going under the eye. I'm even going in the crease a little bit. Funny part is that if you looked at me, you wouldn't even know I had nothing on. Unless it was really, really up in my face. But nonetheless, if you are going to wear makeup, and if it's going to be something to where you have, where you want to do something like very light. This is just something light. This is something quick. You want to blend around every single area. Very nice and natural look. It's not overwhelming. It's not offensive. Now you want to set what you blended. You want to make sure everything is blended really nicely. I love going back in every now and then. And you keep blending until it's like almost unnoticeable. Now you want to set what you've blended. So I like I said, I love playing around with blending brushes. So you want to just take your blending brush. You can use the same brush for a couple of things. You want to go into your powder. just a little bit. You want to tap, and you want to go and you want to put your powder on the areas that you have blended in. Now what this is doing is just setting it, giving it more of a smooth look. You can go back in for powder. Tap, tap. This is setting what you have applied on your face. Most powders hold you over for maybe like a good 4 to 6 hours, depending. So sometimes you may have to go back in and reapply. I'm going to attack the nose too a little bit, because blending is everything. And that's it. Once you have blended in everything, at this time, you can choose to do one or two things. Sometimes you need foundation and sometimes you don't. In my case, I don't feel like as if I may need any foundation. If you want to put a little bit on, you can. But this is just something, this is just a quick brow. I'm just going to run out real quick and I want to look alive kind of thing. So going forward, just know that, you know, whenever you get ready to do your brows, you want to make sure that you have all of the proper equipment that you need. Make sure that the skin is cleaned. And, you know, just make sure that you have fun doing it most of all. Thank you for tuning in, guys. This is BrownsTouch.